Starbucks, maybe. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The man of Starbucks, maybe. They hit the road and bought it on. I got my chips like buckets. A flick, leave me lonely, nigga. You started in the bed, man. Yeah, calm, cool, the mean, I'm part of beat your ass up. Had to get it out the mud. I'm the real dirty Dan. Boy, I grew up playing TIK, stealing rubber bands. Spin a 9 on my right, 45 on my other hand. South Texas, Chevy, pain, like cherry Gatorade. Must have some switches in the bed with Eddie, man. Chop it up. We gon' chop it up. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. We gon' chop it up. Chop it up. Let's chop it up. We got these choppers screwed up. We got the top skewed up. We getting screwed. Got DJ King and the ones and twos. What it do? Gotta swing to the left. Pop my trunk. 25 lighters in a yup. Yeah. Shout out Jimmy. Shout out to Miss Irish. Hey. Take that. That never again. What's going on, people in the lovely city of Corpus Christi? What it do? I go by Lucky Lamar, and tonight we are going to be chopping it up. We have good topics, we got great topics, we got all topics, but to my left tonight is going to be the one and only DJ Lil King. You know what I'm saying? Give himself some horns. He's going to be here in a minute. We going to chop it up. I hope all of y'all doing lovely tonight. I hope all of y'all doing swell tonight.
Hold up.
Oh, you got something new on the soundboard? Hey, I like it. I fucks with it, man. So we just gonna jump right into it. News has broke today that one Sean Diddy Combs has been found. And this is coming directly from CBS News. All right. He has been found on count 1 of racketeering conspiracy, not guilty. On count number 2, sex trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion for Cassandra Ventura, not guilty. Transportation to engage in prostitution with Cassandra Ventura, guilty. Sex trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion, not for Jane Doe, not guilty. Transportation to engage in prostitution, guilty. So all of that in a nutshell, that means that a jury found Diddy not guilty of forcing people into freak-offs, but did engage in taking people to freak-offs.
Hold on, read it one more time.
So
what was the first charge he was found guilty of?
The first, not guilty or guilty?
Guilty of.
The first charge he was found guilty of was sex trafficking by force, fraud, and coercion.
So sex trafficking by force, he was found guilty. Oh,
not guilty.
Not guilty. Okay, what was the first charge he was found guilty of?
The first charge he was found guilty of was transportation to engage in prostitution. Meaning he's just going to see a prostitute. I'm assuming. Let's
read it one more time. What did it say?
Transportation to engage in. Meaning he was basically pimping. I think.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. You know what I'm saying?
Let's see. Let me Google it again.
Transportation to engage in.
You know what I'm saying? We need the hood definition. Let's see. Let me get my search bar. But
hey, what's good, everybody?
What's going on, everybody?
DJ
Talk to the people real quick.
Hey, what up? My dog, Texas State Armadillo. I see you tuned in. What up, everybody tuned in, wherever you tuned in from, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. Shout out everybody out there, know what I'm saying? We live on Let's Chop It Up, know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all missed that ESG interview I did last week. Y'all make sure y'all go back and watch that, know what I'm saying? It was a real good interview and kind of went in depth, but he wants to come back and fuck with us again, you know what I'm saying? So y'all stay tuned for that.
Okay, so transportation in relation to prostitution and human trafficking. Transportation plays a significant role in both prostitution and human trafficking, according to the Portless Project. Traffickers often utilize various transportation methods to move victims to different locations and exploitations. Private vehicles, yada yada. Let's see. It doesn't tell me. Let's see.
Anyways, that's a fucked up charge. Okay,
that's a fucked up charge.
What's the next charge that he got found guilty of?
Let's see. He also got found guilty of. Let's close that. It was the same charge against the Jane Doe.
Okay, let me try
because my phone's tweaking now.
I'm gonna try to put it up right now, y'all. Give me a second.
I just had it.
He beat the Rico. That's the crazy part.
He beat the Rico. Him and Young Thug both beat Ricos in a 24-month span.
See, his sentence date is sentenced to October 3rd. So his ass ain't getting out no time soon.
Yeah, so but I think if worst comes to worst, I mean, I think for him, in his defense, I think that the ones that they got not guilty of, I think those were the ones that they were really
those
trying
were
not
the
to
stiffest
get.
Ones.
You know what I mean? It's one thing to say I was pimping. It's another thing to say I was kidnapping. You know what I mean?
He wasn't pimping. He was tricking.
See, can you explain that?
There's a difference between pimping and tricking.
And explain that to the people in the back who don't know what that means, like me. Because, I got a broad idea.
And you grew up in this culture. It's just simple. You ain't even got to be in the culture and anything. A pimp, you can watch Cops and they going to teach you the difference between a pimp and a trick. A pimp is the one who has the hoes that are going out there selling themselves to bring him the cash. Okay. A trick is a John. The same thing. A trick is the same thing as a John. Someone that's basically out there spending money to get you know what I'm saying, sexual favors, and the pimp makes the money off of the tricks.
So pause real quick. So Texas uses the word John too?
Hell no.
Okay.
On Cops and shit. You
know what I'm saying? Okay. I was like, whoa.
In the media, you know what I'm saying? If
I got you.
3 News or 6 News does a prostitute bust and then they catch some dudes, they'll call them Johns. They're not going to call them Tricks. Tricks is like the marijuana and some kill. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got some marijuana, man. We got some gas. So you know what I'm saying?
I heard the word kill since sheesh.
Yeah, that's that Reggie.
That's
boy.
that Reggie.
Reggie.
I sent you a picture of the charges that he got.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But this is also a press release that says Sean Diddy he was found out. But so his sentencing isn't scheduled till October. What you say? October 3rd? You said?
Yeah.
So what does that do for what do you think his defense's next move is? Because obviously now their next step is try and get him out immediately.
No, that doesn't work.
So
once the judge denies that you're not getting out until it's at that moment, the judge can either say we're gonna let you out until you get sentenced, or you're gonna stay locked up until you get sentenced. Once the judge makes that decision right then and there, that's the final decision. His next step is to try to appeal these convictions. That's his next step. So now they're going to go to appeals court and try to go up to a higher court to try to get those charges reversed. That's his next step.
Okay.
He's still getting sentenced regardless of what happens on October 4th.
So they said they were pushing for 10 Like they were like, but in every case, the prosecutor's always going to say, we're shooting for 99.
Yeah, pushing down. You know what I mean? Push for the most. Yeah,
but what do you think he's realistically looking at?
Man, realistically, I'm gonna just be honest. Them charges that he has, I've never seen them like written up like that. It's either sex trafficking, engaging in, you know what I'm saying, like sexual acts with a minor or shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I've never. Let me read it out again. Me personally, I've never heard the charge of transportation to. Well, I guess you've heard the transportation, but that just to me that seems like a misdemeanor. Because they're not defining it right. Transportation to engage in sexual prostitution. Okay, so now I get it. This one, the transportation to engage in prostitution with Cassie Ventura. So, was he driving her to be sold, or was he going and picking up people to buy so they can mess with her? Like, that's the part I'm not getting. So I guess I didn't watch enough of the trial to understand that part.
So I typed in how much time does I just copied and pasted like the exact way they worded it. Yeah. How much time does this get? And then this is what it says. Federal law, specifically the Mann Act.
Yeah.
18 USC 2421 prohibits the transportation of individuals across state or national borders with intent to engage them in prostitution or other illegal sexual activities. Violation in the Mann Act results in significant penalties, including up to 10 years in federal prison and substantial fines. Additional assets used in the crimes, like vehicles and properties, may be subject to foreclosure. Meaning, like, so what I got from that, meaning like he's facing up to 10. Obviously, the U.S. government's going to fine him because the U.S. government, they're going to get one thing. They're going to get their money.
A fine automatically comes.
Yeah, that automatically comes. Yeah. They're going to tax you and fine you. You know what I mean? And then, so, like, does that mean, this is my question. So, assets used in the crime, like vehicles and property, may be subject to foresee.
That's all getting taken. But with the money that he got, he could probably try to work something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's like, money can do a lot.
Facts.
But it's only so much money can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it can do a lot, but it's only so much money can do. And I guess with this charge that he's guilty for, I guess it's not saying like the count 3, the transportation to engage in prostitution. Yeah. If it would have said by crossing state lines, that would be more clear than just saying transportation to engage in prostitution, Cassie Ventura, guilty. Like, if it says by crossing state lines and it's not being clear about what type of transportation, maybe, like I said, I didn't watch much of trial. Maybe any of y'all that's tuned in or go back and watch later can be more clear about the count 3, the transportation to engage in prostitution, Cassie Ventura, and then count 5, transportation to engage in prostitution with Jane Doe. Yeah. Guilty. And it's just like.
And then also for me, like the biggest, like, and back to how they worded the counts and how like they read it out, is like, one, you're saying by force, not guilty. You know what I mean? Then the other one, the exact same wording, but you take out the word by force. You know what I mean?
And I don't even say to be fair, but I guess to try to speak on what I think is legal terms, it's like you can force someone to go into prostitution, or they could be willing doing it, but if you're still acting as a pimp, that's still a charge.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? Like, even if, and I don't know too much about, because now, and that's what I was talking to my girl about this a couple of months ago, about back in the day, all this sex trafficking shit is new. They didn't have, back in the day, it was called pimping and pandering. Nowadays, you don't even hear about pimping and pandering no more. It's automatic fucking sex trafficking. Girl gets caught in the hotel room, fucking, she could be of age. She could, you know what I'm saying? And it's automatic sex trafficking. See, now, they're not looking at it as pimping and pandering or prostitution. It's sex trafficking. Like,
and see, like, me, when I hear the word sex trafficking, I think of
especially if you got a pimp, they definitely, if she out there freewheeling on her own, she may catch a prostitution charge. Yeah. But if she got a pimp or somebody that's like her bodyguard or whatever you want to call it, yeah, they definitely gonna try to put that under sex trafficking. Go ahead.
And that's because, like, when I think of, like, trafficking like that, like, I think, like, you got people tied up and see, you know what I mean? But, like, when you say, like, pimping, like, oh, bitch just got caught at the Holiday Inn. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So when you think, like when people even, like, they change the word, like, kidnapping to, like,
well, this is, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is an example, too. You could have you could have this 25-year-old, 30-year-old girl in the Holiday Inn in room 102, and room 103 is the dude that's acting as her pimp. The girl is all about it. She's with the lifestyle. Hey, this is what I want to do. She's on Facebook posting "Hope for Life" and "Run It Up" and you know what I'm saying?
OnlyFans,
all
IG
that,
models,
you know what I'm saying?
living the life.
If something happens to where Undercover Sting catches him, he's going down for sex trafficking. He's not going down for pimping. She may slip and catch a prostitution charge, but he's going down for sex trafficking. I feel like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like they ain't doing they don't give that pimping charge no more. Like you sex trafficking because you're literally trafficking sex. You're moving from spot to spot, going from hotel to hotel to traffic sex. It's like if I get in my car and I got 5 sacks of marijuana and I go to 5 different spots to drop them off, or 5 different sacks of, like I said, marijuana, 5 different sacks of some gas, and I go drop them off to 5 different places, I'm legally trafficking marijuana even though I haven't left the city. I'm still trafficking marijuana because even though I'm going to different places doing it.
It's kind of like how with the, like, quote unquote, like, if you have, like, over X amount, they're not going to hit you with, like, motherfucker, you a pothead.
Yeah.
You got, and it's like you trying to sell this shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Okay. Man, like, it's just, so, like, and then, like, I didn't watch a lot of the trial, but, like, one thing that caught my attention that I did here was, like, at one point, Cassie was orchestrating her own situations.
See, I hear all
you know
that.
What I mean? I heard that at one point in time. You know what I mean? Like, so, again, it's just like, if you do something, if you have been in a toxic relationship for like 10 plus years, you know what I mean? Like, let's say if you've been in a toxic relationship for 10 plus years, like your husband or you and your husband fight every day, or you and your wife fight every day, you know what I mean? Maybe he's not toxic alone. Maybe she's not toxic alone. You know what I mean?
Well, it comes to the point whenever you're in relationships like that, I feel like whenever, like, they just get so used to it. You know what I'm saying? And whenever people are in relationships like that, I feel like when it's going to be hard for them to try to be in a relationship with somebody else because you've been in this abusive relationship. Now you go and get with this other person, regardless if it's female or dude. And say you're a female, you used to get beaten on and having to fight your dude. Now you go get with this other dude. The first argument you get into with him, you ready to jump on him, and he ain't even that type of dude. But you ready to jump on him, you know what I'm saying? Type shit like that. Shit's just all crazy, man.
Yeah. Man, we gonna switch it up, man.
Fuck that. We finna jump. We got snubbed.
Oh.
We got snubbed.
Oh, he ready.
The Ben locals list, they snubbed us. I don't know what goes into it. I don't want to talk down. I was gonna fuck it. I'm gonna go out. I was gonna sit there and talk shit and make a post about the people who won, but then I sat there and thought about it, and that would be like us winning and people talking shit about us because we won, and basically trying to unvalidate us winning, basically saying that we didn't win or whatever because they're mad at us. So I chose not to take that path of trying to diss the people who won, because it's like, if we won, I would hate for people to be trying to discredit us. So I don't want to discredit them. You know what I'm saying? But
can't be mad at the winners, be mad at the pickers. You know what I mean?
I feel like, and y'all that's tuned in, I see y'all that's tuned in. Whenever you're doing shit like that, and it goes back to what we were talking about a couple of weeks ago, whenever it comes back to the NBA draft. When you're doing shit like that, there has to be transparency. Because when there's no transparency, it looks like there's fuck shit going on.
Facts.
Such and such won. How many votes did such and such win by? Give us a tally.
Facts.
Even if fucking we only got 1 vote and such got 800, let us know. You only got 1 vote. Show us. When they do a presidential race, they show every fucking state, damn near
county,
every
district, every grandma.
Transparency.
They be like this. Grandma on Tidwell Drive hasn't voted yet. She just got on her scooter. She's making her way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And also what that would do is for the people who didn't win, how much genuine support do I have? Because like we were talking about the business page last week, is like, that's another stat. Like, how many people actually support me enough to say, hey, bro, these motherfuckers doing something.
Yeah,
Not who just like, oh man, DJ Lil King on there again. You know what I mean? Or like, oh man, like how many people genuinely went out of their way, clicked that link, signed up, put their email, confirmed, hit that check mark, went next, swipe 5 times to the left, hit Ridin, whatever, submit. Like, who took the time out of their day Like, you know what I mean? Like it.
Well, I had people all the way up into Chicago. Shout out to my homie DJ Records, like literally getting on that shit and voted. Freak said that the streets don't vote, and we're more dedicated towards the streets. But I don't agree. We have different shows that are directed towards different audiences. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm gonna put it to you like that.
And he's saying that it comes down to the streets don't vote, which I do agree the streets don't vote, but. Man, I don't know.
Man, I put it to you like this, bro. Like, I learned this when I was working at when I was working at the athletic club, right? This is what I learned. Hip hop culture in like, especially like the Houston culture, Houston vibe in this city, will never fly. Will never, like, at one point it was amongst the, like, it was probably up here, right?
Yeah.
But now, bro, I like that. Like, if you go in there now, you'll see a basketball program in there. You can sign your kids up for summer basketball, fall basketball camp, one-on-one basketball training, whatever, right? Bro, I set that up. You know what I mean? I like, let's do this. But like, what I got with the first thing I was met with was, we don't want basketball here because we don't want that that.
We don't want them niggas here.
In a professional way, that's what they said. We don't want them
niggas here.
You know what I mean? So. You can't have Corpus Christi newcomer and then like, do we deserve it, bro? Like, I say you deserve, like, we deserve it. You know what I mean? Like,
I say we deserve it based on consistency and based on views.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I looked at those other pages' views, and they didn't have nowhere near the views that we had. Yeah. But it's a popularity contest. Yep. But it's at the same time, is it really a popularity contest? Because I feel like I can't sit here and lie and say everybody in the city knows us, because there's a lot of people in the city that don't know us. Hell, there's a lot of rappers in Corpus. I'm one of probably the top DJs in Corpus, and I don't even know every motherfucking rapper here in Corpus. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. So I can't say that we're known by everybody. But I feel like we're definitely a big staple in the podcast community when it comes to fucking Corpus Christi.
I look at it like this: when you have,
we're definitely top two. You can't knock that. Top two, top three for damn sure.
No matter what artist comes, like, well, ESG just came. He was on here. No matter what artist that comes to the city, like, either they're on the podcast doing an interview, or the Ridin' Hot team is behind the scenes. Yeah. Either setting up, you're DJing on the stage, or like involved in somehow, like, with the culture, like whether it be the smoke walk, whether it be like Alex with the skateboard universe, like, we have our
annual,
you know what I mean?
We on fire basketball game.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't miss us. We fuck it everywhere. Yeah. Like, there's a presence of everywhere. Do we need to get some new shirts made? So I need to give everybody some new shirts so they go wear the motherfuckers everywhere they go to, where that people need to really see.
I will.
Shit. But yeah, man, like, I don't know, man. I just feel like it's a whole bunch of politics, and I feel like it's when it comes to Corpus is a circle town, and if you ain't in that circle, then you ain't gonna get the recognition that you feel you deserve if you're not in that circle. And even though they see you doing what you do, if you're not in their circle, you're just like out of sight, out of mind almost. Facts. Because you're not in our circle. We see what you're doing, but you're in our circle, so we're not going to give you the recognition or the acknowledgement.
It's kind of like, man, what he's doing is cool. Hey, bro, I wish you were doing that so I could support it.
Yeah, and it's like, is it the name? Is it the logo? Like what is it? Because me and Scoob were talking about it yesterday. Like, we did Scoob literally hosts a podcast called Off the Kush on the Ridin' Hot podcast, and Scoob just interviewed Jay Boogie last night, and didn't ask Jay Boogie not one question that had to do with smoking. So you can't say, oh, that's a smoking podcast. You can't disqualify us and say we're a smoking podcast, because half the shit we smoke on the podcast, but half the shit that we do, we don't even talk about smoking or drugs or none of that. We sitting there getting life stories and shit like that from people. Shit, even that's part of their story. That's part of their story. That's part of everybody's story. And I wouldn't want somebody to come on here and have to feel like they have to leave out part of their story because of the people that are watching or whatever, because most of the stories that these people tell are old stories, and they shouldn't have to feel like, oh, I have to watch my back, or I have to watch what I say on their podcast because they may not get votes or anything because the people that are watching, like, that's fuck shit, man.
Facts. And it shouldn't be like that. Like, and that's basically goes back to also what you were talking about, like, when you said if these athletes are going to have podcasts, then be real and raw and authentic with it. Like, if you're going to be on a podcast, and that's like the beauty of podcasting. It's like, there's no scripts when you podcast. Yeah. There's no second takes when you podcast. When you say it, it's out there. And you have to allow your audience to be number one. But like again though, like people are like, bro, how do I pop in Corpus? Nigga? I gotta go to sit on. I gotta go to the where we are on this street and sit in that chair or on this couch.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's getting to a point to where like I feel like if you ever get another couch, people are like, hey, what happened to the couch? Or if you get rid of these chairs, like they become like staples.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure.
And it's kind of like, and it's not just like. I can understand if you were doing like one episode of Let's Chop It Up every Wednesday and that was it for the week. You know what I mean? Nick, you got to show on Monday, you got to show on Tuesday, you got to show on Wednesday, you got to show on Thursday. Like you're doing like the Ridin High. It's not a podcast. It's a network, man.
Let me
like
read what Kevron said right quick. He said, black folks don't go out their way to support other black folks. You know more than half the hood, and I'm sure they all got YouTube or Facebook, and they're able to at least click a like or subscribe. Hey, that's facts. That's facts. Wrong. And that goes back to, man, Kevron, man, whenever I had my store in the Trade Center, the Plug Mixtapes and Urban Apparel, man, obviously, it's more Mexicans that will go to the Trade Center than anybody. But that's just Corpus. There's more Mexicans in Corpus than it is niggas. But we opened up a store that was, like, based on, like, products that niggas will wear type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we going to Houston, getting shit from Dallas, getting shit from San Antonio, bringing this shit to Corpus, and the main people that would support us would be the Hispanics, the Mexicans. Like you don't know how many niggas that we would see walk through the Trade Center, look in our store, and then just keep walking by. And see, I'm the type of person like, if I walk into the Trade Center and I see some black folks doing what we was doing, like that shit interests me. Like I get interested by seeing black folks doing something, especially if it's something good and positive. Like I gravitate towards that. So like I remember before I had my store, going into different stores or going into different shopping centers and seeing black folks behind the counter and shit. And that shit was, I'm finna spend some money with them. You know what I'm saying? Let them know like they ain't out here on their own, but we saw none of that at the Trade Center. We would have most of the people that supported us at the Trade Center were our homies. It was very rare that we would see black folks walking through there that we didn't know and they would come in that motherfucker and like spend with us. Right. Mexicans, man, they gonna come and spend their last dime with us like a motherfucker shit. Like they buying all that DJ Screw shit that we got from Houston. We thinking, man, all them niggas, all these screwed up click shirts, we finna get this shit. All these niggas finna come eat this shit up. Man, that number all Mexicans came and bought that shit. I remember one time a white boy came and said, man, I want every DJ Screw CD you got on the counter. I said, man, they like 15 a pop. He said, I don't care. I want every single one of them.
And that, piggybacking on what you just said, like for me, like I think I've come to realize that in our community, right, you can be on your shit, right? Don't like you can't tell our community what you want to do while you're trying to do what you're going to do. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got to hustle in silence in our community because like you say, if I say, hey, DJ Lil King, I want to be an astronaut. First thing, nigga, what you know about the moon? That's typically what we get in our community, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like you go to like the Hispanic community, I want to be an astronaut, grandpa. Let's do it, mijo. You know what I mean? White guy. Dad, I want to be an astronaut.
Where do I pay? Where do I go pay right now to get you in the classes?
Mexican dad said, I'll pay for classes. You know what white dad's going to say?
No, Mexican dad said we want to work for it. White dad going to say, where do I pay at?
Look, that white dad going to say, I'm about to build you NASA in the backyard, son. Let's do it. Bro, you tell like, because like it goes back to like being a black kids. Like, black kid, hey, mom, can I play this sport? Ooh, we can't afford it. Like, and it's not their fault, but like Mexican family. Dad, can I play soccer or baseball or whatever? Bet, we're going to get a team together. White dad, can I play this sport? Dad, shit, get you, I'll pay for you, I'll pay for you and your third friend. You know what I mean? But it's like we just never have like that outside of the front door support. We don't have it in our community sometimes.
And this is going to like slide into the next topic too because it's crazy like the black folks like don't get like recognition amongst anything in this motherfucking city, I feel like. And it goes back to what I just saw whenever they just did the bridge opening, what they did it on Saturday. They did the bridge opening Saturday, and I saw that no local black organizations were invited to the ribbon cutting or the opening of the bridge. That's crazy, right? And mind you, they tore down Hillcrest is like the significant black neighborhood of Corpus. Yeah. They basically tore down Hillcrest to build a bridge, and didn't invite nobody from the Hillcrest neighborhood to be a part of the ceremony to open the bridge.
Bro, I was living on the north side when they were relocating people because check this out, we were living the apartment complex they redid on Castores. It was right next to the McDonald's, the shopping center's right there by the Jack in the Box and shit. It's called Lexington Manor now, but we were living there.
The Palms. You talking about you lived at the Palms?
Yeah, I lived at the Palms, right? They moved my mom over there. I moved in with my mom or whatever. But her friend Pat, her family lived in a house right under where the bridge was gonna go over.
Already.
They literally so I genuinely saw them getting people out of there, giving them checks, and her family was one of the families no, we're not leaving.
All the people from the Palms came from Northside Manor, which was they tore down Northside Manor to build build that bridge. So all those people from the Palms were basically put there. The Palms were literally built so they could build that bridge. Literally, straight up.
Yep, and what they did was because when they were moving people from Northside Manor, they were redoing the other one because I guess the apartment complex that we stayed at was the sister complex of Northside Manor on the south side, right? So when they were redoing that one, they basically put the Northside Manor.
It's all tied to the housing community. It's all tied to the
so
housing. So
they all put us all together up there, and you watched all the families get relocated. But
because you had people over there, you had people coming from south side to Lexington, living in north side on Leopard. You know what I'm saying, in the Palms and shit like that. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was a wild time, bro. But that's wild that they don't But that's typical Corpus, man.
We only engage with the black folks whenever we need them.
We only
if we don't need them. We forget about them.
Shut up and dribble.
Shut up and dribble.
Shut up and dribble.
Shut up and podcast.
Shut up and hey.
Y'all don't need no fucking awards. Y'all just sit there and smoke weed. Shut up and podcast.
Man, but have you haven't been over the bridge yet, have you?
Nah, let's talk about that, man. The opening of the new bridge.
Bro, to be honest with you, I've seen a couple of videos of people going over it. My brother lived in Portland for 3 years, 4 years, something like that. So I went over to Harbor Bridge for a minute.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I'm low-key so mad at this Negro because he waited until they finished that bitch to move back to Corpus.
Oh, shit.
You know what I mean? So, I'm like, bro, so you mean to tell me this whole time they've been fixing that bitch and I've been getting lost coming back home, you just gonna stay in Portland. But the day they finish building this bitch and say, okay, you can come over, you all right, bro, I just unpacked my last box, I'm moving back to Corpus. Wild. But I think, bro, to me, because
my little girl wasn't I was trying to explain to her the significance. She's like, why is everybody worried about a new bridge opening? I was trying to explain the significance of the bridge. I'm that Harbor Bridge been there for fucking down there 70 years. It was there before I was born, you know what I'm saying? And that was a big deal whenever they opened the bridge. And I'm trying to explain to her how this new bridge is supposed to bring more money and more stuff to Corpus type shit, you know what I'm saying? She's 11 years old, so it's hard for her to understand, but I'm still trying to explain to her how this is supposed to be. And even the opening of that bridge was a significant moment in Corpus Christi history. So for black folks to be excluded from that's fuck shit, man.
But
black folks wasn't there for the opening of the Harbor Bridge. You know what I'm saying? God damn. And what their excuse was, I want to say I saw an excuse. Don't quote me, but I saw an excuse was that the bridge was supposed to open 2 weeks ago or maybe a month ago, and they had sent out all the invites to all the the local black organizations. But whenever they postponed the bridge, the opening of the bridge, and set a new date, the local black organizations never got the invites to the postponement and to the rescheduling of the opening of the bridge. And
so
then they tried to
what?
say that there was no room for anybody else on the bridge other than the people that they had there that Saturday.
I'm pretty sure Thomas J. Henry got his new invitation. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure
Man, they hating on Thomas J. Henry like a motherfucker down here, bro. They ain't even giving him the name of the guy. He trying to get that American Bank Center. They don't even want to give that to him.
Sheesh, brother. But for me, that aside, coming into my first, one of my fondest memories is driving into Corpus for the first time.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? So, one of my first memories is seeing all the lights in Portland, you know what I mean? Right before you get to the bridge. You know what I mean? You're first of all, I was terrified because I was why is there so much water underneath this bridge right now? It's middle of the night, lights, water, it's terrified. I'm what is that behemoth?
Did they have the lights on the bridge whenever you came? All the different color LEDs and shit already?
That was another thing I was gonna get into. But so we're driving up, I'm what is that monstrosity of a bridge right there? And so we go over and I'm and that's when the first time I actually see Corpus. You know what I mean? I see like the downtown skyline. I see like the lights. What would be I would know now is the north side. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
But like
refineries and all that shit.
Refineries and all that shit. You know what I mean? So that was like my first like welcome to Corpus Christi moment. And I mean, so that's like so every time like we come like from Houston, we get back into Corpus. I'm like, especially at nighttime, it's like that little nostalgic feeling. So I'm just personally curious of like what's that new like moment gonna look like. You know what I mean? But I did sit at a Hooks game, bro, and like to sit there and see both bridges in the skyline, bro, there's nothing like it, dog.
Yeah, that's what I was telling my little girl too. Like, one of the news stations that posted a video of them driving over the bridge for like the opening. I paused the video. I told my little girl, man, I said, look at that. That shit just looks so beautiful. Like the way that the bridge was, and then you could see like the pillars on the side, and then all like the clouds in the air. That shit just looks so fucking badass.
I got a picture for you right here. Let me turn this off real quick. Like, bro, the bridge itself is beautiful, though, bro. Like, they thug thizzle with it.
Yeah, for sure. It looked real nice. Who's gonna be the first? I made that Facebook post. I said, who's gonna be the first person to walk across that motherfucker?
Like,
say, hey, you gotta be a bold motherfucker to walk across that bridge, bro. I ain't even gonna lie, man.
Did you ever walk across the other one?
No, I never walked across the Harbor Bridge.
They almost got my goofy ass walking across it because, like,
never.
I went to Carroll, so I'm a part-time white boy, right? You know what I'm saying? That's fine. I should put that on the t-shirt.
I went to Carroll, so I'm a part-time Mexican.
You know what I'm saying? You either one. You know what I'm saying? You full-time black, but you part-time one or the other one. You know what I'm saying? I'm a part-time white boy. So, bro, they were like, we're gonna walk over the bridge. I'm like, I bet. I forgot my goofy ass was terrified of heights. Right? Now, when you driving over the bridge, you know that some bitch is high. Right? Yeah. But, bro, I got about like not even 25% up there. Like right when it's like it went from this to this immediately.
Oh, hell.
And I was like, yeah, I'm done. I walked back down, got the car, drove to the other side, bro. Terrified. Bruh. Yeah. But he said, Boston, you full Mexican. Yeah, no. No, look at them shit. What kind of glasses them is?
No, you gotta meet my family. They black as fuck, nigga. These are Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, those Louis. Those aren't Lokes. If he was wearing Lokes, then yeah, I'd agree with you. He was full Mexican, man. But I can't wait to drive over to some bitch. But I think that if you notice, now in Corpus, they finished that bridge project. They have actually started to work a lot on the south side, and they have congested my beautiful side of the city, and I'm not happy about it at all.
I said this shit like probably like 10 years ago when people ate me up online, bro. I literally said, before they even started construction of the bridge, I said they gonna build that new bridge, they gonna tear down the north side, and when they tear down the north side, once that new bridge is up, they finna turn that whole north side area into high rises and market it as this.
Oh yeah.
Market it as excellent bridge views and you know what I'm saying, all type, like, man, that whole north side area, what we knew as the north side is finna be a whole new area, and it's finna have a whole different name.
Bruh. Watch this.
The entertainment district, you know what I'm saying, or some shit like, you know what I'm saying, the arts district or some shit like that.
Watch this. And then what's gonna happen? Now once they get those uprises, because new bridge or higher bridge means bigger boats, right? So now what that means, more money comes in the city.
More things could come. More the shipping containers could come on bigger boats.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
So now you're gonna get richer people wanting to stay in the city on that north side, which means guess what you're gonna need on the north side now? A shiny new high school. Because they're, like you said, they're expanding the north side, right?
Yeah.
Miller is Corpus's first high school.
They won't do this is why they won't do a new high school. And that may happen in 20 years, maybe 25 years, but you got to think about it. That's why 5 years ago, they just did that fucking expansion to Miller. Because they were already getting ready. Remember, I want to say, let me see. Let me Google it real quick. Miller High School.
That makes sense.
Expansion. I want to say like 5 years ago. Okay, Miller High School is undergoing renovations and additions funded by a 2016 bond. The project, which includes a new gym, academic improvements, and a central welcoming office, is valued at $13 million. So Miller's getting $13 million of renovations that was approved in 2016, and it's been ongoing.
Sheesh.
They did a whole bunch of improvements to Miller shit.
Hey, bro, you know what? You get $13 million, you're not getting a new campus. So well, I mean, you're getting a new campus, but it's going to be the same spot.
That's why they they won't build a new campus. I feel like no time soon. I feel they put all that money into Miller because they were getting ready for that.
We had a square for the black people. Yeah. No, see, first of all, I was never in that square. I looked down from the square on the second floor from Ms. Nikem's classroom area. I was never down there with you, JJ, and Scott, and the rest of them. Y'all was dangerous down there. And plus, y'all was going to step on my Vans.
Oh,
Nah, but Carroll was a unique place that, like, I'm not gonna say that everybody got along, but like there was the black square, like right in the middle of the campus. Like it was, there was a few skirmishes for the wrong complexions and lack of melanin walking through.
Because Miller has that Metro Prep program.
Yep.
See, all that came with that bond.
Yep. And you know what that Metro Prep program is?
It's like a feeder to the high school.
It's their own IWA. You go to Grant.
Okay, so what is it? Okay, so explain to me because they have a Metro Prep program and then they still have Metro Middle School. Or they don't have the Metro. Winstead is no longer Metro Middle School.
It's one thing. If I'm not mistaken, it's one thing.
Does anybody that's tuned in know?
If I'm not mistaken, Metro Prep is basically. Because I don't think there's any more Winstead. I haven't seen.
No, Winstead's changed its name from Winstead to Metro Prep.
Yeah, so
Metro Prep Middle School.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's one thing.
Okay, but then Miller has its own. Okay, but it's all the same thing. But you go to different campuses. But it's a straight feeder program.
That bitch is built onto Miller's high, like built onto Miller.
Are you sure?
If I'm not mistaken, that bitch is
because Winstead is Metro. That's right here on.
I know for a fact Metro Prep. I know for a fact that Metro Prep has a gym that is at Miller High School right now.
Oh shit!
Because I refereed in that bitch.
Okay, damn. So they did build that third gym.
Mm-hmm. I guess so. Because I know they have the. If I'm not mistaken, they have the old one which has like the bleachers, like in the little metal bars up top.
Yeah.
Right? Then they have the bigger one, which has...
It's like outside, but it's still kind of
outside but connected.
Yeah.
But like, and that one's like, it's like where the varsity plays, and they have like the LED scorers table.
Yeah.
And then they have the middle school one.
Which is like only bleachers on one side?
Yes, bleachers on one side, benches, all that good shit. Metro Prep, nigga.
Damn.
Yes, nigga.
So yeah, that's why they won't be getting the new school CCIZ unless they pass some bonds or something. But who knows? If that area spikes in the next 10 to 15 years, hell yeah, they're gonna get a new school because they'll get all them tax dollars and they'll start trying to pass all them bonds and all that shit to either build on to Miller more or build a new high school.
Facts.
And what else we got over here, man?
Man, we gonna talk about this because just like how you being mad about us not winning. I'm
not really mad. I'm more of just like disappointed. I'm more of like,
well, whatever
be transparent. Just be transparent. Whenever you're gonna do a voting process of any sort, be transparent.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do a raffle for some shoes online, do the raffle online. Don't just do it and then say, "Lucky you won." Motherfucker, there was 99 other people in the raffle. How the fuck we know Lucky won? You just pick Lucky, nigga.
I'm a winner. So whatever feeling you feeling, I'm the exact opposite, and I'm mad as hell about it. I am so tired of pay-to-play video game culture, dog. Whether it be 2K, Madden, Call of Duty, Fortnite, whatever the game, bro. I'm so tired of you not being able to just play the game for a annoyingly long time, and then you randomly one day wake up and you good at the game. You know what I mean? Like, you remember them days, you know what I'm saying? You playing Mario Kart, you know what I'm saying? Or Mario, whatever. You been getting your ass kicked on level 3 this whole time, right? You didn't have to spend $5 to give Mario a super suit that don't come off. Or, you know what I'm saying?
I guess one of the greatest examples that I can remember, and I'm kind of old for y'all. I remember playing Tecmo Bowl on Super Nintendo. And my dad and his homeboy used to always come over and
play
Tecmo. No, this was on Super Nintendo. Bo Jackson already retired by then. This was like Steve Young on the 49ers.
Okay.
This was probably like 9'5", 9'6".
I was like 3.
And I had created a running back. And basically, during the season, I could boost his attributes just by playing good in the game.
Yeah.
So my dad's homeboy came over one day, and I was able to get my in-season squad and play it like in a regular game with him. And I played against him, and I just ran all over his ass, and he was just fucking so pissed. And it was like Super Nintendo. There wasn't no pay for play. It was just me playing that game and putting building up his characteristics and building up his attributes to make him better.
Yeah, it's like
nowadays you gotta pay to get that nigga better.
Facts, dog. 2K. Bro,
fuck that. I don't even play that shit no more.
Bro, it used to be if you wanted your 2K player to be good, nigga, your ass had to sit there from 8 a.m. from how do you say it? From sun up to sundown, nigga, all day by day, right? You know what I'm saying? Because you had to earn your skill points. You couldn't just spend $20, get 75,000 points, and now your nigga 99. Now you in the park, bro. I played 2K with this one nigga I work with. Shout out Mikey. I'm gonna beat your ass when I get good at 2K. But anyway, besides the point, bro. I don't know how much money this dude is spending 2K, but his dude is Mexican. He got more tattoos than Big X the Plug. He got a Lamborghini. His dude got a condo. They don't even got condos in the video game, dog. Like this, like it don't make sense, bro. And like, I'm done. I'm
yeah. I don't play that,
bro.
I played, and
then like
the last 2K I played, I probably end up putting like $200 into that nigga, bro. After paying like what $100 for the game, and I still couldn't hit a fucking 3. Like, fuck that.
You know what I can't do? You know what I can't do in 2K? I can't make a layup.
I haven't played the 2K probably since 2K23. Fuck that. I don't know
my dog. No my layup rating is 80, and I can't make a layup, my guy. Bro, dig this. My ball handling 80, speed with the ball 75, speed 75, right? He ain't the most athletic, right?
Yeah.
But my vertical 78, my dunking is 90, bro. I can't do nothing but rim grazers. I got Vince Carter dunk packages, and I can't dunk on nobody.
Yeah, fuck.
But man, that shit crazy, dog.
All that Ultimate Team, you ever done that shit before?
On NCAA, bro, that's
on NCAA
dumb.
Or Madden,
bro.
My homeboy he spends like hella money in that Ultimate Team.
Bro, me and my
I'm not a fan of that, bro. Like I got the Cowboys, and now I got Jerry Rice and fucking Reggie White and fucking Tim Brown. Is that how that works?
Yes, bro.
You know what I mean? I don't like that.
You know what I was thinking about today, bro? You remember like I think they stopped it in like 07. Whenever NFL Europe folded, that's when this stopped, right? You remember Madden actually used to have classic teams. They used to have classic teams. They used to have
the
NFL Europe
teams.
Like, Doug, like you could have, like your career mode was actually lit. I remember Madden 06.
That's probably like the last legit Madden that I played. Honestly, that's the one with Donovan McNabb.
Yep. Like,
that's the last legit Madden I probably played. Me and my homeboy Rickers, we used to spend hours on that shit.
Yup, and that's what actually got me into falling in love with career mode. Like, because in that one, like you would you be whatever position you want, right? But you start off in like a little apartment or whatever. Then you get like a condo, and then like you sign your big contract, you get a mansion. You know what I mean? It's like you would progress.
That's on what?
On 06.
Oh yeah.
That was also the one where you could like unlock the rings for like unlocking achievements and stuff.
Yeah, and was that the one where you could create their own stadium and all that? You create the franchise and you could make your own stadium. Yeah, hell yeah. And like, you fix the ticket sale prices and all that.
Like you can you can still do all of that to a sense, but not necessarily. Like
franchise mode.
You can still do franchise mode. Like you can still build your stadium, but like it's just like a bunch of generic ones that you can pick from. You can still set ticket prices, merch prices, and all that good shit. But like, to me, video games, especially sports video games, Call of Duty, they all have lost their individuality and creativity and their ability to just be a purely good video game off of just being a good video game. It's like, I don't see why I have to spend $100 on the deluxe package and then turn around and spend $100 just to buy the next skin package, whatever. I don't know. I feel like if you spend a lot of money on something, you shouldn't have to spend a lot of money as soon as you play it. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I'm like, I like Super Nintendo days, Sega games. Like you buy the game, that's the game.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You buy the game, that's the game.
And the game was so fucking long that if you actually beat that bitch, you earned it.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? They spent like, bro, I swear they put like 8 summers in one Mario game. Swear. At least 8 summers in one game, dog.
Yeah, but what Marcus said, I want them to bring Fight Night back. I just heard that they're trying to bring back that college basketball, man. He's talking about bringing back college basketball. That'll be live.
Yeah, bro, they do need to bring back Fight Night. What's that boy name? Andre Bishop? Was it Bishop?
Andre Ward?
No. The Fight Night character. I think his name was like Andre Bishop or some shit like that.
But yeah, all them old PlayStation. See, even with PlayStation 2, that shit wasn't no money grab.
Nope.
I want to say when that money grab shit started, probably like PS4, Xbox. I remember Xbox.
4, because it
probably
was
like Xbox One. That's when that shit started. I
it
wasn't
was
paying no
probably
money to play
Xbox
shit
One
on
because
Xbox 360.
it's when streaming really became like right before streaming became a thing. Like it was play to play, then streaming. You know what I mean? It was like all
when
in
did
one.
2K start having to be pay to play to win? If you could recall, because there was years that I didn't even play 2K. I probably played NBA 2K, fucking 2K2, and the next time I played it was probably NBA 2K18 type shit.
It was probably like the last one I remember having fun on was when Devin Booker was on the cover. I think it was like 2K.
Yeah, I remember NBA Live 2005. They had the dunk contest and shit.
Yep. Bro, you remember when 2K made an NFL game?
Yeah, NFL 2K.
Yeah. And they like like the old school ESPN was like the layout, bro. That shit was
I had the college
nice.
version. It was called NCAA 2K, college football 2K2 or some shit like that. It came out 2002. It had Drew Brees on the cover. I had that bitch.
And I think
Sega Dreamcast, man. Goddamn. Yeah, Marcus, PS4. That's what I was thinking. PS4, all that bullshit.
Because, like, bruh, it don't make sense, man. Like, why can't I? Me and my brother talk about this literally every day, man. Like, we'll be playing Call of Duty, and they got me into Warzone. I'm usually a multiplayer fan, but I've started playing Warzone, and these motherfuckers be having these, like, these people be buying these Zeus guns. Like, these motherfuckers shooting lightning. I'm barely shooting bullets.
God damn.
What? Like, at that point, like, it's basically you are a Halo character fighting against someone from Texas. Like, that's not fair. You know what I mean? Like, so and streaming personally to me, like, do I stream? Yes. But like what I've realized is people don't care about how you win. As long as you win, they will watch. You know what I mean? They will know you're hacking. They will talk shit about you hacking, but they will spend hours in your stream.
But you can't really hack on these new systems because if you hack on these new systems, they fucking be banning your ass. Let me see niggas get banned on like 2K and shit, trying to put in them cheats and shit like that.
They be, whether it be Cronus, aim hack, wall hacks, like people are literally, bro, I seen this one video. This dude had this thing called Cronus in his controller. Basically, what it does is it takes away all recoil, automatically aims. Basically, we play Call of Duty, and I'm shooting a gun with actual recoil and science behind it, and you just shooting just like this. Like just throwing rocks at a nigga from 2 inches away, dog. It don't make sense.
God damn.
But niggas still be cheating.
Hey, Marcus, when that Sega Dreamcast first came out, I ain't gonna lie, that shit was a hit. It didn't really last that long. I think they came out with the PS2 like right after.
But I remember that.
I had that Dreamcast when that motherfucker first came out. That bitch was live. It had the screen and it can do it. A little memory card had the screen in that bitch. Stick that bitch in the controller and had the little screen in and everything. Was that 2K, NBA 2K? Yeah, man, that was... To me, that was the first time you saw a realistic basketball game. NBA
Facts.
2K, because we had like NBA Live 95, NBA Live 96 and shit like that. NBA Shootout on PlayStation 1 and shit like Sega. When that Sega Dreamcast and that NBA 2K came out with Allen Iverson on the cover, nigga, that was the realest.
Bro, honestly,
at that point, niggas was down. You keep just saying like, made me like, it ain't gonna get no realer than this. Like, you know
Facts.
what I'm saying? Like, sit there looking like at that thing, like, they can't get no more real than this.
If you really want to be honest, dog, like, when 2K did more than just basketball, they were ahead of their time, dog. They were kicking EA's ass.
Hell yeah.
With basketball, with football. I think they had a baseball game out at one point in time. Like,
2K Sports.
Yes, like, 2K Sports. Forgot who they were, man. Like 2K used to kill the game, bro. Like they had 2K. I know they had 2K5 in NFL. They used to do.
I'm trying to see which ones were like Dreamcast exclusives though. Let me see. College football 2K2, NHL 2K2. They had World Series baseball.
Yep.
Let me see. NFL Blitz, but that was like on different titles. I mean, on different systems.
Yo, I remember that.
Yeah, they had
if they did Blitz, that also means they probably did Street.
I think by the time Street came out, it was already dead. Because you got Dreamcast only lasted for like 2 years.
I'm just talking about 2K now.
Let me see.
No, Street was done by EA.
Let me see.
Because I remember it was Ricky Williams was on one of the covers.
NFL Blitz? Oh, NFL Blitz was Midway. But it may have been no, because it was on PlayStation and all that shit too, so it wasn't a Dreamcast exclusive. We couldn't. I want to say the Dreamcast ones were like the NFL, 2K, all the 2K games were basically Dreamcast exclusives, which was the World Series, the NHL, the college football, the NFL, and the NBA. But yeah, they had them games, man, like a motherfucker.
Side note. So before we get out of here, I just want to share what I've been learning with the world, King. Can I do that real quick? Motherfucker, did y'all know that the most important person in this country was never even president? Shout out to the kid, Mr. Alexander Hamilton, the first U.S. Secretary of the first Secretary of the Treasury, the founding father of our modern day banking system, the founding father or the founder of the idea of our centralized government, the reason why we have the dollar bills that we have. Like all to this day, man. And like,
so what do you mean? Like what did we use for currency before he
before he actually organized the US dollar bill currency, the penny, the dime, or whatever the fuck, right? It was an influx
trading of goods?
No. It was an influx of gold, silver, what were the other ones? Pounds. Like, because you gotta remember, like, we were an immigrant nation. So there were so many different currencies. And like, let's say if you lived in South Carolina and you have been paid in rubies and I'm in North Carolina and I want to get paid in gold. Well, your goddamn rubies don't match the same as my gold that I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if he actually sat there, created the currency.
He created the U.S. currency.
There
was currency in the U.S.
Yeah,
before,
there was currency.
He created the U.S.
The
currency.
unified U.S. currency because like, it was actually leading to squabbles, disputes, and almost state wars because like every state person was able to use their own currency.
So states were creating their own currency before?
At one point, some states were trying to create their own currency.
Did Texas ever have their own currency?
Texas, yeah, they did. There's actually a picture of it in the Frost Bank on Staples. They have a big picture of a $10 bill from the Republic of Texas.
Oh shit! The Republic of Texas $50 bill. Damn, that's crazy.
Gotta love your history. See, this is why I love history, dog. The more you know.
Who's this motherfucker on the cover?
I have no idea.
That looks like Sam Houston. I bet you it's Sam Houston.
It's probably Sam Houston.
Let's see. What it say? I'm on fucking Wikipedia, y'all. Give me a second.
Give him a second. But I think Texas might be my next deep dive.
I think Sam Houston is the one.
Because, like, every now and again, I'll just start doing random deep dives into history. Like, right now I'm on the presidents, but I think Texas might be my next one. Because at one point, I didn't know that. I thought that Texas was always just owned by Spain and then Mexico and then the United States. I didn't know that Texas was actually controlled by, was it Spain? But Thomas Jefferson somehow bought them from France or some shit, if I'm not mistaken. But Spain didn't know. Yeah. So Thomas Jefferson bought Texas in the Louisiana Purchase. Spain didn't recognize it and refused to give America Texas or whatever. And then, so yeah. Oh, I forgot. I'll get all the story right next time we come in. That'll be on our conspiracy episode. Because like I genuinely want to get into these so real quick backstory, right? I know I got into it a little bit. So Alexander Hamilton was in line to be our second president of the United States, right? He was Washington's right-hand man from the time he was...
I thought he was one of the presidents. That's why
nope.
How come the fuck he's on the $20 bill or whatever bill
he's on the 10.
Okay.
He's on the 10. He's the only one that faces to the left. And that's because that's the only historical reason is because that's the portrait that the printer decided to pick. But he was never president. He was the first Secretary of the Treasury. He was going to run for the president after Washington decided not to run for a fourth term. And he got blackmailed, ends up not running, sides with John Adams against Thomas Jefferson, giving John Adams the win. Then comes back, hates the guy that Thomas Jefferson's running against the third time around, sides with Thomas Jefferson, gives Thomas Jefferson the win. So historically, although he never was president and never had like the snap role, like he was an ambassador a couple of times, but his main like significant role in history in the United States was Secretary of the Treasury, right? But behind the scenes, he pulled damn near every string to get America to where it is today. Like without an Alexander Hamilton, we don't have a national bank. Like the first U.S. bank in America, he designed it.
Already.
But off the principles of the National Bank of England.
Already.
So, yeah, the more you know. That's y'all's history lesson for the day. You got anything else you want to get into, kid?
Hey, we got Smoke Walk this Friday, July 4th, 523 Taylor Street. If you're looking for a spot to come out and watch the fireworks set that's 420 friendly, hey, y'all come out there and fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? Bring your own. No, we got chairs, so you don't even need to bring your own chairs. So, y'all come out there, 523 Taylor Street. QBR parking lot, you know what I'm saying? We'll be out there. Different DJs will be spinning. We're not doing no acts this Smoke Walk. We're just going to have music playing and have chilling, watching the fireworks. So,
yes, sir.
Y'all come out there. We probably will have some freestyles going on. So, hey, who knows what else? You know what I'm saying? Y'all come out there this Friday night. We
48 hours.
Start at 7. The fireworks start at 9. So you can either watch the fireworks sitting there at QBR, or some of us might take a walk towards like Shoreline and post up on Shoreline and then watch the fireworks and then come back to QBR and finish out the Smoke Walk. But anyways, if you need a spot to watch the fireworks that's 420 friendly, pull up to QBR, 523 Taylor Street, Corpus Christi, Texas, Smoke Walk, presented by Skateboarding Universal, Ridin High Podcast, QBR, and Public Zoo, and Block Bleeders.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Well, it's been real. It's been fun. Most of it was real fun, but like a preemie out the womb. We out there, bitch. We'll see y'all at Smoke Walk, and all you got to do is BYA. Bring your ass.